Welcome to News Video Clip. Fox News is going absolutely ballistic. They are literally calling everybody a communist. Here is Jennifer Welch at I've Had It, and she's got the story and the video.
Calling Democrats communists and socialists is the right's new attack line, and Fox News is leading the charge on this. Let's play the clip.
To say the communist mayor of New York City would.
He said rather confidently, this country will never be communist.
And they're now looking at the socialist idea and these communistic ideas.
But with this communist crew, the hatred on the hard left, the socialist, communist, Islamo-fascist left, whatever you want to call it.
Communism, straight up. Crazy communists. And once communists get a foothold in the party, it's over. There's no negotiating with communism.
Okay, this is like McCarthyism. This is the Red Scare bullshit. Have you noticed that, like Fox News, MAGA, it's never like they never give you anything to believe in? It's always something to be scared of. And the science has proven that conservatives operate from a position of fear. They're scared of comedians. They're scared of podcasters. They're scared of books. They're scared of drag queens. They're scared of lesbians. They're scared of gay men. They're scared of Pride Month. They're scared of rainbow flags. These people are scared shitless all the time.
This is absolutely true. And Fox News is fear mongering 24/7 because they don't actually have anything. All they do is try to scare the shit out of conservatives who unfortunately are just not that bright. They don't fact check any of these claims. And speaking of communists, let's talk about the Trump administration buying 10% of a private company, Intel. So there you have the state taking over part of a private company. Folks, that is literally communism. You need not look any farther than Donald Trump to find communism. Okay, now we're going to go to Washington, D.C., where Trump's Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, was stuck trying to defend the failed war in Iran. Now, keep in mind, Iran recently bombed Jordan, where a U.S. base was, and killed some U.S. soldiers. So here's Senator John Ossoff of Georgia, and all he's going to do is just quote Hegseth's past lies right to Hegseth's face. And this is great. Let's watch.
3 weeks later, you declared victory. That was now nearly 4 months ago. 3 weeks after you'd already said Iran's military was destroyed and combat ineffective, you said, quote, Operation Epic Fury was a historic and overwhelming victory. You said Iran's military had been rendered, quote, combat ineffective for years to come. And you stated we had, quote, achieved every single objective. Were those accurate statements?
It certainly was, on behalf of the men and women in uniform, a historic military victory over Iran.
Had Iran's military been rendered, quote, combat ineffective for years to come? That was a statement that you made 4 months ago.
They had 160 naval vessels.
You need to answer the questions, Mr. Secretary.
Their Air Force
you said 4 months ago.
Combat ineffective, and they don't have a defense industrial base. So describe to me a country that doesn't have an Air Force, a Navy, or a defense industrial base, and I will describe to you a country that does not have an effective military.
You stated,
it can lob missiles.
Mr. Secretary, you stated 4 months ago that Iran's military had been rendered, quote, combat ineffective for years to come. Has Iran's military been, for the last 4 months, combat ineffective?
It's been set back not just years, but likely decades.
You stated.
So there you go, Pete Hegseth saying that Iran's military has been set back decades. And Hegseth says this just days after Iran bombed that U.S. base in Jordan and killed U.S. soldiers. So that doesn't sound like a military that's been set back. All right, let's go back and watch another clip. And again, all Senator John Ossoff is doing, he's simply quoting Hegseth's own lies right back to his face. Let's watch.
Day 14, nearly 5 months ago, you stated that Iran's military had been, quote, destroyed and, quote, made combat ineffective. That was on day 14 of the war. Was that an accurate statement?
They didn't have a Navy any longer. It was completely sunk. Their missiles were buried underneath a lot of their underground facilities, and their defense industrial base has been almost completely destroyed. So as far as a military assessment of Iran's capabilities, didn't mean by any stretch of the imagination absolute zero, but their
Mr.
capabilities
Secretary,
at the lowest level
you
they've been in a
stated
very
that
long time.
on day 14 of this conflict, in the second week of the conflict, you stated that Iran's military had been, quote, destroyed and, quote, made combat ineffective. Was that an accurate statement? Yes or no?
Iran's ability to challenge the United States of America at the level at which we're capable of.
That's not what I asked you, Mr. Secretary. You said on day 14, Iran's military had been, quote, destroyed and, quote, made combat ineffective. Yes or no? Was that an accurate statement?
What the American military has
Will you
done
answer
to
the
the
question?
Iranian military is a historic military
Will you
defeat,
answer the
and
question
they're ineffective
under oath?
in that context.
So there you go. He quoted Hegseth back 3 times, his own words. And every time Hegseth was scrambling to get away from the question, he just kept throwing word salads back at John Ossoff, who wasn't even phased. He just kept quoting Hegseth's own lies right back to his ugly face. All right, we have one more. This is the closing questioning. And again, John Ossoff, an amazing senator from Georgia, just destroys Pete Hegseth. Let's watch the clip.
Iran will never have a nuclear
Mr.
weapon.
Secretary, early in the conflict, day 3, you said one of those core objectives was to, quote, destroy the missile threat. And as you restated on day 5, to, quote, obliterate Iran's missiles and drones. Those were clearly and repeatedly stated core objectives of the campaign, which 4 months ago you declared had been completed victoriously with every single objective achieved. Were those objectives achieved 4 months ago?
No one ever stated that every single missile was gone. Ultimately, combat ineffective means they're not able to dig them out of their UGFs and shoot
Had
at
the
us.
missile
It
threat
doesn't mean they
been
don't have
defeated 4
underground
months
facilities
ago?
where they put missiles in them and hold on to them because they're the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism. So we never expected they would stop having capabilities to shoot. The question is at scale against an opponent like the United States of America, which went toe-to-toe with them in Iran couldn't.
You stated on March 8th, day 9 of the war, on 60 Minutes, you assured the American people of Iranian surrender. Does that remain your prediction?
Ultimately, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon to threaten the United States of America. That has been the objective, and it remains so.
So just to review, you will not answer whether your statement made on the 14th day of the war that Iran's military had been, quote, destroyed and made combat ineffective was a truthful statement to the American people as you sit here and ask for tens of billions more for the conflict.
Senator's time has
Had a
expired.
historic and effective military campaign against the largest state sponsor of terrorism.
Won't answer the
Ensure they
question.
never
Senator
get a
Peters
weapon, Senator.
is Rick.
So there you go. Pete Hegseth, once again, destroyed. He just cannot answer. John Ossoff, who is all he's doing is quoting Hegseth's own words right back at him. But Pete Hegseth, who's an untreated alcoholic, who reportedly had to pay tens of thousands of dollars to a woman who accused him of sexually assaulting her, he's out of his league. John Ossoff is just destroying Hegseth. I mean, that is just a massacre. That is a master class on how to take down the Trump administration. Okay, now we're going to go over to Benny Johnson's podcast. If you don't know who Benny Johnson is, he is a right-wing paid influencer. He has been accused of plagiarism multiple times. He has reportedly been fired from multiple jobs because of the alleged plagiarism. He has been fact-checked multiple times. He is a serial liar. And here in this clip, he's going to push a wild conspiracy theory about Democrats or the left or someone who's planning a mass slaughter of Americans. And Senator Eric Schmidt of Missouri, a sitting U.S. senator, is going to try to help push this insane conspiracy theory. Let's watch the clip.
Senator, I don't think you were at UFC at the White House, but I think I'm getting this right. The left is setting themselves up. They're training. They're ready to try and stage a mass slaughter event on America. They're ready to do it.
Yeah, I mean, these are Antifa tactics they've used. You were talking about what happened yesterday remember in Dallas, there was a similar kind of incident. What they're doing is they're drawing federal officers out, and then they have snipers or other people who are going to actually murder ICE agents or anybody that comes out of those federal buildings. This is like a tactic they've been using, and I think that one thing that's been made very clear, and Secretary Rubio gave a speech about this too, and I talked about it a year ago. The connectedness now of these organizations, it's much easier for them to be a network where they're sharing not just human resources, people connecting, but also tactics.
So this is just like Fox News. It's the fear mongering. Ooh, there's a mass slaughter coming. And if you notice, Benny Johnson has no evidence. Senator Eric Schmidt has no evidence. They're literally just lying because that's all they've got. Fear mongering and lies. Unlike us, we post links below every single video, including this one, to back up our stories. We don't spread conspiracy theories like failure Benny Johnson or Tim Pool or Joe Rogan, Riley Gaines, Kristen Hawkins, Jimmy Dore, all those paid right-wing influencers who lie like hell. We put on the facts and we link the evidence. That's how we roll. Alrighty, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to this podcast. If this is your first time, please like and subscribe, or you can hate us and subscribe, or you can hate me and subscribe. Alrighty, those are all the stories we have. We'll be back later.